let's see where I need to go. I think I'll just knock out a few towns. Please, I just want to get out of here. Okay, I'm using a thing that actually uses HEDP. I did not really want to have more garbage that I have to break up. I should probably break things up, though. Don't need you. We'll leave 69 rockets. It's a waste, but whatever. I think I don't need those. Yeah, I certainly don't need you. And N9, I think I have a purple. But now that that's all cleared, let's go. I'm thinking this town here, maybe the Phoenix Outpost, I don't know. The whole thing is I could, and I might, slingshot up here. I just don't really, I could fight them. I don't really want to at the moment. Fight the rivals, because I want to keep building up more. But I think it's just kind of one of those I'm going to have to deal with it either way. Because that's a main mission. I could make my way back over to Himfall Island. But I feel like I need just better armor, probably. If I knew I could build a camp up here, I would knock out this Phoenix base. Because I think this would be a cool spot. And just rough eyeball, it might be relatively defendable. We'll knock out these towns and then head up. I don't really need wood, but I kind of do. I feel like I need a bit of everything. I love how they never fix that, so every time I get like a pitchfork, it's like, new weapon. No, I'm very well aware I've had this before. I'll just take it and drop the EMPs. I do have the space. I think I'll hold them and then just scrap them. Oh, that's all the manor. I was gonna say, if this is the one place that has 5 more weapons, I don't know where they're hidden. But no, it's this whole like little town. And I don't really know where the stuff is, because I figured it'd be in the ruins, and there's nothing here. The scuffed like mini base here shouldn't have anything. Oh. Actually, thinking out loud, I might be able to get another like Reaper location, because I think one of the spots here has the little like bunker entrance. But I don't think I can, because I want to say I needed more Phoenix, like Phoenix mats for that. I think it's like 400 for a boss. Yeah, now I'm just trying to think here. If there's anything in this location or not. I'm thinking no, but it's XP. And that unto itself is fairly valuable. I also just realized and think it's kind of cool, there's actually a difference in gun sound depending on indoor or outdoor. It's a little detail, but it's a nice detail. Because some games now don't even do that. But it's not something I'd be like, oh, game's trash. The gun doesn't sound different. Like, it's a nice detail, but I'm not going to lose it, because grand scheme of things, if it was a choice of like, do you want the game to work right or to have this little extra bit, I'd be like, just make it work. Well, the upside is I get to use these. These feel different than before. Are we good? I think we're good. I don't remember what that challenge is. So much junk to grind up. Never ends. Reminds me, I saw a thing actually today about Steam. Because Steam's rolling out their whole system where they're essentially telling you what, like what the good specs are for a game. They're not leaving it in developers' hands. And I think it's great. I was watching Legendary Drops talk about it. And he makes a good point. We've seen it in the past few years. Like when Starfield came out and people were like, hey, the game's not running that great on my system. And Todd Howard was just like, well, upgrade your system. And it was people running like 4090s and similar rigs, and it's like, no, that isn't a upgrade your system kind of problem. That's a you didn't optimize well. Which, funny enough, unto that, there was, I can't remember who it was for Intel. I was talking about the graphics cards and pointing out, like, we don't need to keep upgrading graphics cards at the rate we're going. Because odds are we're going to get 60 series in, I would venture, probably a year to 2 years. Like, we're, as fast as the 50 series already came out, you know, we're well on the way to get the next gen. And they're not real, like, the graphics cards are good. Just kind of sucks when you have to pay like $50 for a cable by, I think, ROG just to make sure that your graphics card doesn't melt the pins and fry itself. But one of the things the Intel executive had said, or whoever it was, boiled down to, it is not always the graphics card that is the problem. in a lot of cases, it is in fact just the software. With some pieces of software, are these even destructible? Uh, some pieces of software having up to being so poorly optimized that it's up to like a 30% performance hit over where it could be. And when I saw that, I said, yeah, that completely tracks. That's the same issue I've brought up in discussions with people for a long time now. A lot of devs don't optimize their game. They go, oh, we only get, you know, 25 frames native. Well, just use DLSS. You know, let the graphics card make up for our mistakes instead of, hey, we should probably make sure this thing works and go from there. So none of that surprised me, but it is nice to finally have it kind of validated and have someone with a degree of authority and influence say, like, hey, this is a problem. This is, the developers need to solve this. It's not on us. Because it's so bad with some of these games. Borderlands 4, the performance hits that game had. And the whole time you like Randy Pitchford just being like, no, your computers are bad. And it's like, dude, just own it. Be like, yeah, it's not the most optimized. We'll get on it. Please, break down. Gotta drop 12 pounds of junk. I just want to leave. I want to fast travel out at this point. I'm gonna have to drop these HEDP rounds. I have too many. Yeah, I bet if I drop... Okay, let's drop another 6. Drop the radios, drop the car batteries. You. Yeah, and the bat, I don't care. They're free to move freely. And if that's the case, let's head... Let's head here. We'll make our way here, figure something out. Yeah, the stuff with Steam, I think it's going to be good. I think introducing a proper universal standard for all games to go off of should help. I'm not going to say it's going to solve our problems. I actually saw people talking about that because they're talking about Xbox as well. There's a discussion about how Xbox performance hardware sales are down 33%, which I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Xbox seething. No, the console war is a dead concept. The only people clinging to it, that's the meme of the Japanese soldier who refused to surrender 27 years after the war ended type stuff. It's like, no, I would prefer everyone to have a good system and have a variety of games and we're all happy instead of being pitted in this really ghetto conflict of my box full of hardware is fancier than your box full of hardware. But yeah, they've had negative unit sales, people signing up for services, game sales, all that. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of easy to see why. I saw people being like, oh, why can't they just go back to how it was with the 360? And I'm like, my guy, it isn't just, as much as I wish it was, it isn't as easy as just flick a switch and we're back to peak 360 PS3 era. I would kill for that. Everything was phenomenal back then. Now it's more involved because people don't like to really get into the minutia of it, but there's a lot of moving parts. The biggest thing was the 2008 financial crisis. When that happened, that started a countdown for the games industry. Because you can look, game releases and studios were doing fine up until 2008. Then you started to see studios shutting down, games starting to flop more, problems arising. And at first, yeah, I didn't even notice it. But once it hit like 2014, 2015, 2016, it becomes very clear studios are shutting down. Games aren't coming out as frequently. Game prices are going up. Games start to lean more into MTX. They start increasing their development budget because instead of saying, hey, we get extra money from microtransactions, it becomes, hey, that's where we get our money. And this whole system causes these problems. It's not just flick a switch, hey, we're pro developer and pro gamer again. It's so much more, and it sucks. Like I said, I'd love for it to go back, but Xbox alone can't solve it. It's an issue that has to be solved from the ground up. Studios have to put their foot down and be like, no, we can't just burn obscene amounts of money on these projects. Hey, we can't put 4,000 developers on a project. We can't sell to a publisher or to a company that doesn't actually care about our product. Like, we're seeing that. I just saw an article today about one of the studios under Netflix. The CEO said, like, oh, we can't romanticize, developers having jobs long term anymore. Which is an absolutely insane notion, because then they go on to say, like, oh yeah, we can't afford to keep people on full time all the time from now on because our studio's in London and we have to pay pensions. And the studio, I can't remember the name of it because it's tiny, peaked out at 40 people, and their budget for games is $7 to $10 million. And I thought, yeah, well, you're living in London, that's probably part of the problem. This can be argued for studios across the US too. Maybe you don't set up shop in Bellevue or San Diego or Santa Monica. You know, maybe try Grand Forks, North Dakota. Maybe try Hudson, Wisconsin. Yeah, they're not the most glamorous cities, it's not the sexiest place to be, but you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for a building. You can have people work from home a bit more and not feel like you're putting yourself in crippling debt and that you need everybody to be in office. You don't have the same people being shopped around from studio to studio after a project fails because they're all just in the same area. You know, these are issues that aren't that difficult to solve, but are treated like they're... People act like you saying, hey, be a bit more reasonable in how you have to manage the budgets of these studios. They're treating it like it's translating the Codex Gigas, where it's like, I don't know, dude, it's big, scary, and got a bunch of words we don't know. It's like, no, dude. You know, financial management. It's not that hard. If you can take a personal money management class in high school and pass it, you know how to run a company. It's the Twitter meme of help me balance my budget. I have, you know, $5,000 and I spend $6,000 on candles. What do I do to keep my rent and everything? It's like, well, don't buy the candles. And it's like, no. Well, then suffer. The answer is right there, and it's not that hard. Yeah, the Netflix stuff bugs me because I think of how they wanted to buy Warner Brothers. And when they did their offering, they flat out were just like, yeah, we're offering less than Paramount because we're not even factoring in any value from the gaming division. I do not have enough money. That sucks because yeah, this looks very defensible. But it doesn't tell me... I gotta move. It doesn't tell me what the resource of the area is, because that's the other kicker, is I need to figure out drill. Problem is we already have a drill. We have a chemical lab. Yeah, we have a drill there. Actually, we have a chemical lab there. So I need this one. But this one is horrible because it is wide open space. I need a position like here. Or... Actually, there's not bad. It also does have a hatch. I should actually get this logging camp found. So we go from here. Yeah, it's weird. The industry's in such a weird space. And the biggest problem is a lot of it is greed. It's greed, it's self-interest, it's the curse of public finance. The system is set up where you can't really tell investors no. If they want quarterly returns to go up, they will force it one way or another, and you can't just be like, no, blow it out your ass. We have other things we have to deal with first. We need, stability. They're just like, no, I don't want stability, I want money now. Which that plays into, like I said, from the 2008 financial crisis. The studios were smaller, budgets were smaller, but there were more of them, and you didn't have as much public investment. A lot of studios were independent. We're starting to see them slowly revert, but I don't think that's going to be a happens in 2 weeks kind of deal. It's going to be a process over years as studios slowly buy their freedom and become private. I think publishers will start buying their freedom back. Because I think even publishers have to look at this and be like, we're not doing well. We're not investing well. We're sure as hell not getting the money we want out of it. Something's wrong. But then there's also the problem of who leads the companies. Who knows how EA is going to be now that they're under the Saudi Sovereign Investment Fund and whatever other investment firm is with them. I've said this to people in discussions about this is there's 3 possibilities. They get worse. Everything spirals. Games get somehow even more predatory. Stuff shuts down. Stuff ends. Things remain the same. Holding pattern. Games kind of suck. We don't get cool stuff. We're just kind of left twiddling our thumbs. Or the final option, things get better. The problem is always having faith and whether or not these companies actually have the wherewithal to get the right people. Because that's always the problem is you need the right people for the job. And that is, it's a lot more difficult. And part of the problem is you don't have, like the old days, you had a good amount of bootstrapping. You had people come into these companies and it was like, hey, I have passion. I may not have 100% of the experience you're looking for. And these studios used to be like, hey, that's fine, we'll teach you. You fit the corporate culture. To be blunt, we fuck with you heavy. But it's not that common anymore. Oh, we do have enough coordinate data. It's not that common now. It's like, oh, who do you know? Who told you about this job? Who got you in? I've said it before. We currently have the issue. I mean, not really issue for us. It's just issue for Wizards. They took the person who led the development of Dragon Age: The Veilguard and brought them on for their own D&D project. Considering how poorly that game performed, to me that falls into a matter of not earning a position, but just knowing who to talk to get a position. And we've seen that has made things far worse over the years. What is going on over here? Oh, there's... Yeah, there's air guys. That explains things. I'm like, this is a lot of enemies. It would be kind of cool if they fought back. I think I'm just gonna disengage. Because even if I wipe everything, I don't have good cover for air. And we can move on this control point and get the hatch. Yeah, weird times. I don't know if it's really... I don't want to be 100% negative and be like, things won't change. It's always going to suck, because that would be... It's a bad mentality to have. You know, I'm pessimistic enough about things. I don't need to add additional pessimism. I'd rather be realistic and say, hey, anything's possible, but there are issues. Hey, it's not the same one. If they were worth fighting more, I'd be down. Hey, a tank, I need to kill one of those. What is that? Oh, it's both guns. Yeah, let's cause problems. Ouch. Where is my cover? I wish I could build something here for cover. I know I can get like the deployable... Yeah, you know, we'll try it. I think we can craft them. There's no crafting bench here. Never mind, we're not crafting. So I was gonna say, there's like a deployable shield you can get, which is of dubious quality. Maybe don't. Don't try to fight next to the explosive gas canisters. I can sometimes be smart. Yeah, I hope things change. I'd love for 2008 to 2012 gaming to come back. We had a lot of bangers back then. A lot of very ambitious devs who rightfully deserve to still be around. And even games that weren't critically acclaimed were still solid. Like, I'll always praise, like, Homefront's multiplayer. Or MAG, or Dust 514, or even something like Umbrella Corps. Games like Brink, where they had a good idea and they just needed, realistically, a sequel to refine what they were going for. I wish we'd get a new Quake game. I enjoyed Enemy Territory Quake Wars, but I feel like we could do with a new one. Hey. That didn't actually take as long as I expected. Watch, as the rewards are going to be probably middling at best. Yeah, that's... I would sum that up as just kind of okay. But at this point, I care more about the XP than anything. I was about to say, there should be a pile of these dogs, like, here. The upside is I need these for that daily. And I have to get them with the machine gun. Oh, because triggered the control point. I'm like, why did he just disappear? Alright, let's try to find that bunker first. Blocked by shield. Okay. I don't remember what exactly shields this. Oh. Yippee! Watch as I get over encumbered. Oh, random useless information I saw. Apparently, there was a study done on salmon exposed to cocaine, and they live longer and swim faster. Which, the swim faster part made complete sense. But they live longer, it's like 20 days. And I thought, damn, that's... I mean, not really useful information. I'm kind of scared of what we're gonna see coming out of some shady salmon fisheries now. But okay, I guess I hope this is like a incidental thing and not the government was like, yeah, what should we spend money on? And someone was just like, I don't know, give salmon blow. Let's see what happens. It'll be fun. All I could think of for a moment, because I was like, hey, we're in go, go, go. Wow, there's a lot of those. That is strange spawn. All I could think of, just because I was like, go, 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 we'll rush in, is the people doing that to the, like, Scientology headquarters. All the people speed running the place. It's interesting, because I remember back when, like, 4chan was making a big deal about them. And yet, like, South Park making their episode and all that, and then the organization kind of just went quiet. But it's kind of funny to see them gain notoriety again, and it's just for people messing with them once more. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Which is a really funny saying, because a bunch of things changed over the years that I remember being different, and they sure as hell are not the same as how it used to be. Like, one I always bring up with people is something I remember that I don't see anymore. Monarch butterflies. Used to see them a ton as a kid. Now I don't, and that's because everybody's using every kind of weed killer to get rid of milkweed, and that's what they need to survive. It's sad, because I like those. I like those butterflies. They were very nice looking. You don't really see like uh, God, a lot of like classic bugs anymore. Oh, you're a turret. Yeah, you don't see a lot of that stuff anymore. Certainly feels like we've kind of paved over a lot of nature. Which is sad. Even my favorite fishing spot isn't the same as how it used to be. Now it's all built up and modernized and has a proper walking path. I have grown to the point where I've seen a pond get gentrified. And I am both surprised and immensely disappointed. Let me in. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to fight more stuff to get the vulture. Yeah, we could do another Reaper fight eventually. Let's see, does that mark the Reaper somewhere? It should. Yep, there we go. The Reaper is in the forest. Oh, great, you're right next to another guy. What are you? A harvester, not what I wanted. So, I could set up shop here and try, like, shooting cross. I wish I could set up in Boo, and this would be absolute nuts to butts insane to try to shoot over. But if I could bait him to, like, here, then I could hide out in, like, the church, maybe, and just trade shots. But that is a big ol' ask. Do I care enough? Nah, I'm good. They can keep this base. I got what I wanted out of it. The other option is try to bait him into Stilcian. But, you know, let's travel and let's look at the town. Because I need cover and I need line of sight. And if I don't have those, this is a bad spot. And I have a sneaking suspicion this is going to be a bad spot. A lot of forest cover. Not keen on that. Might be able to hide in a house. biggest question is, can I bait him? Can I bait the Reaper in and get the shots off? Also, the matter of just like I need levels. I need armor damage. I need, coincidentally, armor. I need reload speed. Could do with recoil reduction. Could do with sway reduction. Could do with marking and extra damage. Inquisitive Mind's a bit of a waste to expand on. Component damage would be good. There's so many things I need that it's tough. And it's a matter of like, do I start going for the recoil or do I finish off like armor damage? I think I'll take the armor damage. I think that definitely the reload, and then I think pouring down here. The spot is a nice modifier, but I think it is a bit of a stretch. Because then I have to kind of, I'm sacrificing raw damage for what amounts to a debuff that I have to keep placing. This, it's not a, the problem is just line of sight, because this would be a good spot, especially up here. We get in, get up top. That's part of the problem too. We don't have a direct line of sight. Oh. See, now that, I say it could be useful, but it's a very hypothetical of like, can I keep this thing locked on me long enough to then pull the enemy, pull the Reaper into the fight, get them duking it out, and then I'm off on the side just pot-shotting. This safe house, I have a good line of sight. I can hit him with the sniper, probably. I can maybe hide up in the farm. The farm is an option. I'm gonna have to swap ammo out. I have too much, way too much SMG ammo. Actually, I'm just gonna break down some of it. I could break down probably like 2,500. I don't actually have a lot of reserve FMJ. That is both not surprising and also really distressing because I can tell you here now I will probably chew most of this. I need something that uses 5.56. Or I need to just nut up and shred all of it. Okay, so he's over there. What's the farm looking like? I just need cover. That's... I love tracing enemies with guns. This is serviceable, but I'm not feeling it, Mr. Krabs. You know... Oh, these are guys opposite direction of where I need to be. You know, that's fine. I need the tank kill. Did that count for me, or did they steal my kill? Okay, I got it. Cool. I was gonna be kind of mad if I got robbed. Okay. Fine. Wanted to leave you for later, but you just have to cause problems. I hope that tank is still around, otherwise I have to probably go south and, I mean, I could just hunt proto tanks, that's not hard. I just kind of wanted to wrap this all up nice in a bow here. Ah, I got him. That sucks. Yep, we're gonna have to go to the south and hunt cheapo tanks then. Oh well, no biggie. At least the challenge is easy. Yeah, it's just gonna tell me new weapon for every weapon. At least this clears up this area. It's kind of funny how all the time I've played this game, only now, like last time I streamed this, I actually got a legend or experimental weapon. And then I'd see other people who do like dedicated content to this, and it's like, oh yeah, I fought 3 guys and got 3 experimentals. I'm like, how? It is a bummer. We're probably never going to get a sequel to this. Because it kind of plays into what I said earlier, like more devs and more varied ideas. Like, this was a cool idea. Oh god, it just reminded me of the publisher Nacon, Nacon, how they went under, or rather struggling because their parent company can't pay their debts, and the studio Spiders, who made Technomancer, they made Greedfall 1 and 2. Spiders just shut down. They just got liquidated and said, yep, we're done. Our DLC is going to be put up by the publisher. Thanks for everything. And it's like, we keep losing studios. I feel like Eurojank as a concept is going to cease to exist at this rate. Which sucks, because I love good Eurojank RPGs. We'll grind up like 19. Yeah, so he's right there. Can maybe use the barn? I'm worried about that thermobaric explosion, though. I need to be behind good cover. And this is kind of bad. Ah. Was not expecting him to notice me from here. Also kind of wanted him to be, I don't know, visible. And something's going on over here. Could maybe use that barn. I just don't know. And I remember last time he just ate rockets like they were nothing. So there's the concern of like, am I just gonna burn? I mean, I know I'll burn 80 HEDP rounds. That's not even a if, that's a when kind of question. I mean, to be fair, this is at least air quotes better. Oh, it's because he's fighting Russian bots. I can't even get a good look at him. And I guess the extra damage on semi-auto would work for making this stronger. Get out from behind the tree. Am I gonna do this again, where I hide in the tower? I think I'll have to. It's just such a dumb strat. It also just sucks because it works. So there's you. And you are conveniently behind a tree. Yeah, a drop in recoil would go perfect for this. It's always the Reaper in like the weirdest spots. It can never just be like, hey, here's a field with a good position to fight from. It's like, nah, he's gonna be hiding behind a tree, just aimbotting you. I also like how this thing's just eating rockets. Like, I know these are all direct impacts, and it's just like, meh. That was a miss, though. I'll admit my fault. Now, we'll be fair. My aim with this at this range is kind of bad. Just die, please. Oh, I'm partially stuck. I guess these will be my cover. I wonder if the Terminator game is going to be coming out or not. I don't remember who's making it. I just remember that's had issues over the years. Which really sucks because I was looking forward to that. There we go. Finally, he's dead. I will go loot him quick. There is a rock I could use as cover. Okay, is there stuff I actually care about here? Drop that. You can drop that. And we're good. Cool. Yeah, so we have to snipe out those. I wonder if just going full auto with this when the shield drops, if that's a safe option. Please drop your shield. I wish there was a little more feedback when I'm hitting these things. Especially when, like, I get one shot and then I'm just standing here waiting. Oh, I must have been clipping the rock. Yeah, one shot and he's instantly back into shield. Like, okay, man. God, that 7 back-to-back shots right into it, and it's just like, nah. I get it, it needs to be tough, it's like the endgame boss. But God, it feels really disheartening when you just slam shots right where you need them to. It's like, no, you gotta do this to this one and 3 others. Please drop your shield. Alright, other side. Yeah. Why is it this side? It's like, oh, you can dump, like, a magazine. But the left side, you hit it once, like, nope, shield back up. Oh, here, shoot that. Finally, one down. Our window has gotten larger. That's all I ask for. That knee joint is going to be really hard to hit. I am not 100% sure how I'm going to manage that. That one I can kind of wing. My hope is that through just copious amounts of gunfire, it'll go down. I wonder if, like, flame arrows or Molotovs or anything like that might have some degree of value. I don't think so. Also having to get close, but I'm just trying to think out loud. I guess the biggest thing is the fire wouldn't do damage during the shield phase, so it's all moot. And it might get easier if I put upgrades on some of these, but I don't have enough unlocked for some things that I could use. Okay, 2 shields down. We're doing good. I think we might be able to just kind of MG him when his shield drops. MGs and rockets. We'll try to just chew rockets first. Shouldn't have hip fired. That was all on me. Ah, the shield! What I would love for a sequel to this game is like War Thunder level of depth. So I can sit here and be like, oh, I'm going to fight this robot, hit him with overpressure from running, Hesh rounds. That's going to fry this part of the system and disable it. Or give me accurate modeling on my rockets so I feel like they're doing more than just being really large bullets. I also wonder, would the semi-auto damage buff count for rockets? Because if we're gonna be real, they're semi-auto. Oh boy. I think I have to run this gauntlet. Ooh, that's good distance. Did not realize how close I was. Okay, where can I play this from then? Ooh, God, I don't like that. I feel like I have no control. Because at this point I am outranged. And I don't have much I can do against that fuel air bomb. Kind of wanted something more 50s, but sure. If there's any justice in this world, please give me ammo. And do not give me FMJ, I swear I will scream. I'll even switch to this gun. Sure. Not happy that's HEDP, but I got a medkit, so... I want to know what kind of lollygagging munitions that is. I've seen underhanded throws with a softball move faster than that. Please be safe. I think I'm gonna try for here. God, it feels exactly like last time. Because I was hiding in a stupid deer blind like this. Fighting off the dogs. Trying to get some semblance of control over the situation. Because, yeah, I could sit here and be like, yeah, you know, rattle them with the peas, but let's try to swing around. What can we do? Not a whole lot, because all I have is really bad tree cover. Is it moving to match me? Because that's fine, I just kind of need it to match me somewhere. I have no control. Like, my biggest cover is 2 tree stumps. Yeah, so here's my new limit. Oh, there's nowhere good. I have to more or less be aware of it and try to be as proactive as possible. Which really sucks. Come on. Get stuck on a tree. Very cool. Ammo I don't need. Muy bien. Making me feel very bonita. Another nice part of the RPG, at least the RPG has a sight. Me trying to eyeball this with a little post to really helping me. I feel like Eustace in Courage the Cowardly Dog. Keep seeing these things, I'm just like, stupid dog! Get me mallet! Much like a frog, that was very riveting. feel like this tree stump is a worse position because it is way more uneven. And I have no vision on a knee. I don't have vision on a knee here either. Call me Stevie Wonder because I can't see a damn thing. Oh, he moves. Was not expecting him to move with the swiftness. Tree. I gotta take the knee armor. Oh my god. Where did he go? Why are you repositioning? Oh, it's because I threw the flare. Well then, go attack that direction. I thought it's giving me what ammo for the AS Val, and I haven't used that in ages. I should. think I have a spot right here. Outside of getting winged and the inevitable rocket barrage that's coming in like 2 seconds, this does give me a good line of sight, gives me range, and it gave me time to actually get the knee armor off, which is a pretty sweet setup. I do think I'm... No, I'm actually outside of range. Yeah, I guess the advantage here too is I'm far enough out that even the rockets aren't accurate. I mean, yeah, I have to effectively mail my bullets to them, but I'll take it. Yes, another knee down. Now I just have to... Actually, what I think I'll do is I'm gonna try to pick his guns off. Okay. So we are just on the edge at this position. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, that's right, hide your knee. Oh, he is pressing. You know what? Respect. Respect. I think that is the gonna die warning. Oh my god, it goes over. Oh, I think he exploded. No, he didn't. He's still alive. Ah, shield. Run, get below it. Nope, wasn't in the right spot. Just die already. here either. I think that was the old spot, but he certainly has moved at some point. God, there's so many dogs. I'm not gonna make it. Barely. At this point, it's more efficient to just rocket them. Nope. How many adrenalines do I have left? 12, okay. I might even take a down or two just to get loot. It's all trash, though. No, quit reloading, idiot. This is a death. There's no escaping it. Because he was locked in an animation. You don't realize how nice tiered reloads are until you don't have them and you're like, oh, this kind of sucks. I need you to stop doing something stupid. See, can we pop that knee? Not if he keeps pushing. I see the cover I'd like to be at. The cover we have and the cover that's available, the cover that we want, are two separate things. 'Cause if I could get to that tree, I'd be good. Hello? Ah, it's the other tank. Deciding to make a surprise appearance. Oh, he's charging. Which might actually be good. Because now I am afforded way sturdier cover. Please be enough. Yes. Please. I'm running out of everything. Yeah, I need to find a top tier RPG. And of course, he had to position slightly that screwed up my aim. Now we're good, I can see it. I think that was it. I think it officially cannot shield anymore. Which, big if true. Just can't escape it. There's always a rocket somewhere. You, stop it. And everything... Would it kill them to make collisions that are actually accurate? For people who made a hunting game, they sure did not know how to make a rock that didn't have a collision mesh that's like out to here. Okay, so it is partially line of sight related. That's a mechanical choice. I don't think this is safe, but we'll try it. No, it's safe. Really? Can't even be bothered to drop a med kit either. I want to know how much health it has. There's no way it's sitting with much at this point. One of you better be the medkit delivery service at this point. Yes, it is. A bunch of other junk I don't really need. I think got so bored I started walking away. Yeah, I'm out of range, I think, of its attack. Yeah, I don't like how sometimes it's almost like your character gets adrenaline because they start moving way flickier than normal. There's nothing I can use in this position. Yeah, because then when it gets flicky, it's harder to actually track guys because you just overcorrect. Like, look at this. Why am I moving that fast? There's no aim assist, so I can't even be like, oh, well, it's getting pulled or anything. There, give me 2 of the emergency med kits. Yeah, I'm gonna run out of ammo. I'm gonna grab what little I have left. Another 1,000 rounds. Where'd my medkit go? Okay. Why is it stuck to my face? I'm sorry, I have to spin to use my medkit. God, that was hell. It never ends. The thing too is I don't even think I've hit the halfway point because he's supposed to charge you, or is like last 10%. I wonder if the PKM from the Eastern Bloc weapons pack or the minigun do any better, or if they're just like the same kind of, you're gonna spend forever killing these things. I think something would break by now. Okay. Another med kit. Also, these medkits are terrible. At least this is a good use of these response packs. I never use them otherwise. My own electric arc did me in. Got 15 points. I get it's a easy way to share healing, but it is not good healing. Oh my god. I just wish I had a window or I could actually, like, mount my gun. I mean, look at this thing. I know I'm not hitting weak points here with the yellow sparks, but I feel like I'm just not hitting anything. Or what I do hit doesn't matter. There's part of me that's like, hey, maybe EMP is the way to go. But with how many rockets this thing's eating, I highly doubt EMP is gonna even put a dent in it. Like, have you paid attention to how many pop-ups I have gotten over this whole fight? It feels like just partaking in this has given the enemy so many levels and so much power. Drop your shield. Oh, I think this is the last 10%. He's like overcharged. Please be accurate. Because I don't think his shield generators are back up. For the love of God, please. I don't know what else I can throw at it. I mean, it's still doing attacks. That's one thing. Okay, I can't keep trading if that's the damage coming in. Sadly, that's not really tenable. I will just put rounds into its leg if I have to. Okay, you gotta stop that. I can't sit here and have these stupid robots just slamming me constantly with rockets. This sucks enough. I don't need them just continuing at, like, look at this. It's just the hill's littered with them. Oh wow, which one did it this time? You know what the worst part is? The loot's not gonna be worth it. Because even though this is like the end game boss, the loot is still so RNG dependent, I'll get like pants. I'm tempted to just charge them. I think I will. I'll just grab what I can and push in. I don't really have a lot. Alright, that. We'll toss the machine gun turret down to maybe buy me a second. No. Figured it wouldn't work. Yes, move forward. This is what I've wanted, is to be pushed. There we go. Now I think he's gonna die. Yeah, couldn't get the full kill off, but dead, so I'll get worse rewards. Yeah, if I can't kill it, which I don't know what I need, it's just not worth it. Like, wow, a helmet that looks like something the band Dio would wear, a pink skin for a tricycle, 2 uranium. It's just not worth it. It's such a high investment for, I can't even say minimum reward. It's minimal reward. And it kind of sucks because I feel like they intended it to be like, oh, this is the, you're supposed to take it on as a team. It's like, yeah, the community's kind of not really around. And if I had crafting tables, yeah, I would have built a ton of the homing rocket turrets and just shelled it to death. But I don't think that's really how the fight's supposed to go down. Just be like, yeah, spam some DLC stuff and go. But we did it a second time. Sadly, not even enough XP for a level. I definitely probably should just go to Himfall Island and fight Apocalypse guys. Eventually, I have to now get my supplies all back in order. Very little ammo. Very little healing. And simple medkits just don't cut it. At least normal tanks are very easy. Oh, there's an Apocalypse. Because you don't just take radiation or biological damage for no good reason. Yep, there he is. Why are there 4 tanks just Bing chilling? If this were a better position, I wouldn't care, but it isn't. If I can, there's a 5th one. And a 6th one. I was gonna say, if I can push to there and find a nice stable spot, I'll hold out and try to fight. But there isn't. This has just become tank central. Hang on, can we... Oh yeah, we can cheese this whole thing. Which is what I'm going to do. Unless they just stomp me to death. I guess that's also an option. Can I just... I think I have to leave these guys where they are and go for like this one, which works out just fine. Also like how my frame rate feels so much smoother now that I'm not having dogs continually summon and like 3 dozen of them littering the battlefield. Hey, he's dead. What does that mean for my challenge? Or my assignment? Still gotta destroy one. I do wish the electric arcs were a little more reasonable instead of just being like, oh, a guy looks at you, it will now ping to you. It's like, nah, maybe jump reasonably. There we go. Oh, God. Terrible loot. Okay, he's gone. He'll be soon. He has to be gone soon. I'm out of ammo here. Call him Nancy Kerrigan. I'm gonna hit him with a pipe. Maybe if I actually hit him instead of missing. Yeah! All I needed. Yeah, once I can get the recoil managed, this will be solid. Nope, swing this way. Yeah, I'd really like some War Thunder level, like, armor and penetration setups. It'd also be nice to actually disable limbs. So if I blast out a robot's knee, they can't move or they can't run. That would feel a lot better than being just told, yeah, you did damage. It's a weak point. Like, wahoo. Okay. I don't even care about that last one. You can survive. Tell your friends what you witnessed here. I'm gonna take that right on my head while I'm trying to drop random garbage. Cool, let's leave. God, it's gonna take me forever to get my supplies back. Gonna be farming a bunch of garbage. Yeah, look at that. We didn't even get to half a level. Alright, let's get somewhere safe. But I'm going to call it here. Thank you for swinging by. It's always appreciated. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button. Helps out the channel a lot. Lets me know what you want to see more of. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Lets you know when I go live, when videos go live, all that good stuff. Tomorrow is Lords of the Fallen. Saturday is more Jurassic World Evolution. And then next week, I don't know what I'm going to do Thursday. This was just kind of gap filler for the moment as I tried to figure something out. Might do more, probably won't. Depends on if I can figure something out. But yeah, I will see you tomorrow.